This has very nice features and programmable, so Grandma can make the coffee, or actually I set the timer, and then if I have to go away, then she just has to grab the cup of coffee because I have it already programmed for her. Auto, hour, minute, time. You can make either a pot if you're having company, or you can make it just a K-cup size, and it gives you either a 6, a 8, or a 10 or a 12 ounce or cup for the pot. Grandma really likes it. It was $199.99.
This is like a first for me. Seems like this thing arrived all wet, straight out of the package. Look at this. Basically, I lifted this thing up. This cover. This is also soaked. It's also soaked in here, inside the box. See droplets here. Seems like this must have been used, and I guess they forgot to drain it before repacking it. This is deplorable. Shame on Amazon. Trying to resell used. See what's going on here. There's water here. Should explain. Feels kind of heavy. Yeah, how's it going?
I want to do a quick review of the Keurig Duo coffee maker. Duo, referring to obviously the K-Cup brew as well as full Carafe Brew, up to 12 cups. Giving a breakdown of what you may not learn about this coffee maker from looking at it online and such. What I like about it generally is the separate water storage. Instead of having to pour water inside, there's a removable bin right here. This comes off. Bring it over to the fridge, fill it up with your filtered water if you want to. Pour water directly into it, obviously. You could always do that. It holds up to 12 cups, obviously, because you have a 12-cup carafe over here. But if you fill this thing all the way up to 12 cups, try and walk across the room with it. So just be aware of it, because it fills all the way to the top, and it's like sloshing around because it's really long. But I like that overall. Unfortunately, when you have about halfway down, you start to get messages that you need to add water onto this coffee maker. So let's say add water up top once you're trying to start to brew a coffee. Then you got to go add water to it. Not a big deal, but it doesn't tell you that until you start to brew. And it's say if you're just making 8 or 10 ounces of one, in your individual K-Cup of 8 or 10 ounces, then you need a lot more. You need a half of this reservoir full to make about 1 cup of coffee, which is fine. Just be aware of it. Every time you take that out, you're gonna have to put a full cup of full amount of water in this thing. Anyway, the carafe is kind of a problem. This overall does a good job brewing coffee. If you set the timer overnight or you brew a cup of coffee, it only stays hot for 2 hours. So this heating element underneath only stays hot for 2 hours. It's kind of a problem. If you have, say, you set it for we set ours for 5 a.m. My wife is out of the house early, and I get up later on, and the coffee is like warm by then. All right, because the carafe is turned off, and it's just the coffee doesn't stay warm. All right, there's no way to turn it up to 3 or 4 hours like previous coffee makers I've had. So just be aware of that. That's unfortunately a thing. That's one big negative. It would be nice to be able to set it so the coffee maker stays warm. Another problem too, it doesn't come with a free insert right here. You have to pick up. I would recommend you buy this reusable filter on Amazon. Definitely recommend it. Saves you a lot of money and time and headache. You just rinse it right out. It does not come for free. So that's kind of a problem. Minor thing, but not a big deal. I recommend you definitely get that. If you're going to get this, don't definitely get it with that. I do like how you can pull this out right here when you're brewing large, taller mugs. And I would recommend if you're going to do it, since it seems to be, it's good for like the typical, if you have a typical aluminum mug with a handle, it fits that fine, no problem, right underneath. But again, if you have a slightly larger one, you can use that. When you use it, you pull that off to brew. But if you get one of these trays or pull-out tray, does not come with it, obviously. This is extra. This raises it up another couple inches, and then you can put an even larger mug if you have. You can kind of tilt it in if you're brewing your coffee directly into it, which works out well. Worst part might be, besides the heating element, I think might be this individual interface here is kind of a mess. So this panel is really confusing in the beginning. You get used to it eventually. But right now you can see right here, I'm setting it for a timer. I can power on. And I can hit auto. It tells me it's 5 a.m. And then I have to sit down here and hit this to do auto. And now it makes this, you hear it going. So it just makes that brewing sound for whatever reason. It's heating up. I assume it's heating up water proactively, thinking we're going to make a cup of coffee. So it's heating up water inside. So it's like, oh, he's going to make a cup. Better get it hot because he's going to make a cup of coffee here. But it's not. It's just, now I just set it. And it's just going to turn off. It's not going to brew anything, not going to do anything. It's weird, and when you first start using the coffee maker, you're going to start thinking, hey, what the heck's going on? Is it going to brew coffee? Have I done it wrong? But no, you've done it right. It's just what it does. And the buttons are generally, I've noticed one thing. We've had this about 5 months now, just be aware. So this is about 5 months in. This button is nearly as sensitive as it used to be. So we have to really kind of push it down pretty hard for it to recognize the start. We just recognize that now, so I wonder, if that's going to be more of a problem. But they could have used more buttons up here. It's like this panel, I guess they tried to do it for like aesthetically pleasing round panel, but it's just confusing for most people. And this thing's still flashing here. I'm not, and I guess this is going to mean you can still brew a K-Cup after I've set the timer here. I presume you can still do that. But it's still flashing here, and for no reason. Like I'm not brewing any coffee here, and I just set the timer here. So anyway, that's the review. I would give it like 3 stars, 3 out of 4. Obviously negatives like I talked about, but that's the Keurig Duo.
What the hell?
Como es la vida, hay diferencia reina en nuestra cama. Después de un roce, iniciaba nuestra llama y rogábamos que el tiempo se extendiera para más.
That's essentially when she's saying that this is something that I sent to somebody else. That's true. She has to prove to everybody else, every question that is asked of her, she feels like she's got to get the.
Already shut off. 14 seconds in. Turn on. Shut off. Shut off.
Where your pods go, all of your buttons are located here. For those who are wanting to use refillable pods, you can on this. The last time I had a Keurig that had a cup or carafe option, you could not use these, but with this one you can. And then your carafe is here. It does not come with this. I bought this additionally, and it saves me from having to use filters. So here's that. I've also used it to make a pitcher of tea, and it did pretty well. And then you can actually, if you make a pot and you want it to stay warm, if this turns off, you just press it again and hold it, and it will turn the heating pad on. Down here again, these come off, so you can clean it out. Obviously, I need to clean mine. And you can set a timer as well to brew a pot of coffee. You set your time, and there's a way to make it so that way coffee is brewed at a specific time, so that's pretty cool. And then your water reservoir is back here, and it's much larger than other Keurigs, so I really like that. Overall, it's really good. I didn't love the price tag, but I'm hoping that it lasts long enough to be worth it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you want to be able to choose between a pot or a cup.